I've spent the last 6 years now exploring as much of the Australian continent as possible with a four-wheel drive. From Tasmania to the Victorian high country, Fraser Island, Cape York and everything in between. It was time to take a trip back to where it all began in my local state forest and conquer some of those tough tracks I never could years ago. Get up, last bit, go, 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 go! Ah! Woo! Holy dolly! It's about 18 psi all around, time to hit the tracks. Myself and Kai and the Navara and Dad in the MUX behind us are away for a few days in our local area, just taking on some of the local tracks and state forests, doing some four-wheel driving and camping, checking out some of the cool spots we know, but we're sticking close to home. All of this is within about half hour of home. Little bit of a hard section here. There's that massive mound they've built and I try to come up around the side of it, just getting bellied out, coming up over. I don't know what they've done out here. They've seemed to have bulldozed a lot of these tracks out here in recent logging. The forest is open now and the tracks are all open. There's no signs or anything, but yet they just leave massive mounds over all the tracks. So it's painful trying to get through them. I don't really know what the deal is with that. I don't know why they have to put them there. So I just sort of come down this track and then met this, and it's a bit hard to get out of here, back down. So I'm going to just try and go straight up over the top of it, and I put one wheel up on the bank. I think it's in with a chance of making it. It's actually quite a big scary mound to send up over. You can't see anything, you're just heading for the sky. Try again. Okay, that ain't gonna work. Don't know what the new plan is now. A little bit of a predicament to start with because I don't think I can drive over that whatever way you try. So I'm just gonna try this one more time, and then we've just hooked up the winch there. It's only a short little pull off that tree, so we'll just winch up it, I guess. This is actually a really awkward angle here, but got that winch on now and pull me up over this mount. Wheels and angles and everything all over the place there. That's me up. Dad's up now. He does have a little bit of a shorter, smaller, better ramp over angle, but I don't know. See how he goes. Oh, he's trying the other one. He's going to go the tight line. There was a bit of a line between the trees there, but we decided we wouldn't really fit, but he's going to give it a go. Looks like I lose. We are in lockdown at the moment, so we are a bit limited on what we can do. Because this is my full-time job, we still are allowed to get out here and film. We just have to, we're a little bit restricted on how far we can travel. We obviously can't cross any borders, can't go into any COVID hotspots. There's a few rules and regulations that we do have to follow, but yeah, at least I can still get out there and make these videos. Otherwise I got no way to earn money. Because we all live in the same household, then we are all allowed out here together, and obviously we're all part of the videos. This video won't be out for a few weeks, so hopefully by the time this comes out we're all out of lockdown, but at least in the meantime people will be able to hopefully get a little bit of a enjoyment and something to look forward to when we are all out of these lockdowns. We're in Kawarra State Forest at the moment. We're starting at one end and we're navigating a few tracks to the other end, where we're going to pop out over into Jolly Nose State Forest, and then we're going to camp at a awesome little lookout spot I know this afternoon. So we've got an hour or two to get out there, see how we go. Quite a steep little pinch here. I'm gonna go first gear low with that locker in and try crawl my way up it. Oh, is it going? Is it going? Yep, no, yes. Mixed match of everything there, but sort of came to a stop, but I held it down, it spun on. Starting to get late. That sun's on its way down out there. That's, I don't even see it on the camera, that's Kawarra Dam and our local water supply. So this track runs along the edge of the dam up a couple of hills and then back out the other side. So once we come out there we'll punch it over towards our camp, but I'd say we won't get there till nearly dark. Made it to camp just as the sun was going down. It was an awesome drive up this mountain here at Jolly Nose as the sun was all coming through the trees everywhere. The tower is back up the hill there, and then there's a ridgeline track and we're camped down along that a bit at this nice flat spot. Obviously got my car parked up there, Dad's over there. We'll have a big fire here in the middle and enjoy the views out over the ocean there. You got a big lake down there, and then absolutely beautiful afternoon up here. We're gonna get this fire going. Got that fire going, just collecting a little bit of firewood. I'll chop up some of these bigger bits now. It's not too cool, it's still in winter though, it's right near the end, so it'll definitely cool down a little bit tonight. So nice out here. Haven't really done much four-wheel driving camping at all since our Cape York trip. After I got back from that, I was busy organising the car and getting everything sorted out, and then all the lockdowns and COVID started happening. So it's going to be good to sit down by the fire tonight. I've got some new beer to try as well. I'm not really a big drinker, I don't drink much at home, but when we're away I often have a beer of a night at camp. This company in Sydney sent me out a few different ones to try Rusty Penny Brewing. Now I normally drink pale ale. I'm gonna try this one tonight. Redbeard, that's my English style red ale. Give it a go anyway. I'm going to start trying a few different recipes when we're away on our camping trips, because it'll be good little cooking segments, and we always cook the same meals. Starting with pizza tonight, which is one of our favourite meals when we're at home, but I just never really thought about doing it when we're camping because don't have an oven. I looked up a recipe today though, and you can do them in the like cast iron frying pan skillet things on the fire with a lid. So we're going to give that a go. Bought a few bases and I just kind of cut them up a bit for the right size to fit on the frying pan. So I'm just going to chuck it in there, put it on the fire to heat it up a bit and brown the bottom. We got that side all nice and brown and crispy, and then we'll put the ingredients on there, and then once we put it back on the fire, that side will go down, which will then go brown and crispy. Just for the record, Kai has the weirdest pizza in planet existence.
What?
Carrot, corn and cheese.
What's wrong with my pizza?
Unheard of pizza ingredients.
What do you mean? What, have you got a problem with my pizza ingredients?
No, it's fine. That's what you like doing. Just saying.
What do you mean?
And then it goes back in here.
What's wrong with my pizza ingredients?
Just saying, it's unheard of. You're a unique individual. Go back in there. Put the lid on so the heat will go through and melt the cheese. Put it back on the fire. First one done. Obviously going to take a little bit, 20 to 30 minutes per pizza by the time you do one side, put it all together, do the other side. But it does smell good, looks good. You just got to find that right balance with the heat while it's on the fire, a little bit of juggling around there. Alright, I browned up and crispied up that side a little bit in the frying pan there on the fire. And then I'm going to do tomato slices, mushrooms, red capsicum, cashews, spring onions, cheese, pizza in, lid on. There's my one done. This one looks really good. I think the key is to warm that whole thing up on the fire and then take it off and sit next to it for 10 minutes or so while it all just heats through slowly.
I'll say this nice, tell it in a letter, stamp and mail it out. We did our best, couldn't have done better, I think we should be proud. But you held me down when I was living up, back and forth but never together. So I'll stand up and walk out and make my way alone for now.
Beautiful night up here on top of this mountain. How's that view? All out around you there where you can see the ocean. Woke up in the rooftop tent just looking out at all of that. There's our camp just there. We're just in the process of packing up now, and then we're going to head off for the day and do some exploring in the area. From camp, we just popped up the top to the tower, and now we're taking another track back down that sort of sneaks in behind these towers. It's an old disused track, and it's in usual my style, it's the most hectic track out of here. Sort of plunge down off this cliff now in between the Lantana. We did walk down and have a look at it, and it hasn't been driven in a long time. There's some big rock steps and tree roots and that to navigate on it, but we definitely think we can get down there, so should be in for a bit of fun. I've had to park the car into the tree. That's how steep it was. I was too scared I was going to roll down this hill otherwise. But yeah, we're at the first section now, and as you can see, it's quite disused. We're going to navigate our way down this middle one. But yeah, I'll just very slowly navigate my way down this. I've got this big rock here on this front passenger to come up over. Jeez, that stuck pretty bad on that rock there. A lot of banging and scraping going on here. Definitely want some good protection on this. And wrap that green rope around that tree there. How you going with the recovery here? What did you do?
I don't know. You never told me what to do. You were just like, figure it out.
There you go. Yeah, you can see it's just fully bellied out there, sitting on the chassis and on the cross member in underneath. Nothing dangerous, it's all okay, but you can see the back wheels there are just bearing in. He can't drive off it, so we're going to have to winch him downhill on this one. Just keep winching. Yeah. Wait a bit more. Is that the first time you've ever had to winch downhill? I had to do it once before, I remember on that Weenie Creek track in Sydney. Oh well, that's one each. One each winch now. Look how I parked the tyre. Don't want that car rolling off down the hill. Straight onto the next bit. These ruts are deep. I'm even thinking of putting a wheel up on the side there, otherwise it's just probably going to scrape the whole way down. I think I can safely put a wheel up on that side. It'll be rugged coming up it.
Oh,
It's because it's so loose, that's the problem.
and it's dry.
Yeah. If it wasn't as dry, it wouldn't be too bad. Oh man, it's steep. You look at it and think, oh, it's not too bad, and then once you get your car on it on angles. I've never driven this track either. Jeez. I walked it a few years ago, I knew it was here, but yeah, I don't know, just never came out and did it. I knew it was fairly hectic, but it's good to finally come out and do it. It's amazing what you can find in your local area and how much fun you can have. It's definitely a bit nerve-wracking. Now this is a big one. When we walked down before we drove it, we packed all that up. Yeah, so going to be a bit terrifying and angle, and you're going to scrape that side a bit of the car as you come down. It's going to probably slide down along it. Okay, here we go down it. It's not going to feel nice. That was definitely a bit scary coming down that step. Well, that's me down, and then Dad's up next. Yeah, that's a big step once you're on it. It's a bit scary. Now we've got a big tree root to drop down. The excitement definitely doesn't end. Here we go. Nice and slow. I've got the clutch in for this, just really crawling it down. This is where Dad's auto is better, because he can obviously, there's no clutch to deal with. You can just slowly ease it down using the brakes, and then you still got that engine compression happening, whereas mine, clutch in and then you're fully just 100% on the brakes. But if you're not putting your clutch in, you're going too fast over it. Yeah, you're good. The back's it's about to come down. It's dropping down now. Yeah. Last section. Now we're down onto more of a main forest trail. Bit of a weird straddle here to end it. There's multiple ways down off this mountain. It's hard to remember the exact details of them all, because I used to explore out here a lot 3 to 5 years ago when I first was doing more full driving, but I haven't done much out here since then. I think we're going to go this one, which kind of winds around the side front of the mountain through a little bit of dense rainforest here. And then I remember it's got a big step up that I used to think was crazy, but I don't think it'll look as bad these days with a heap more full driving experience. And then from there it drops down the face, down the power lines, which is quite steep, but yeah, straight down there, and then we might head out the lake. It's crazy. I remember when I first got into full driving and was out here doing this stuff, I came to the top of this one time and was looking at coming down. I was just like, no way in hell am I doing that. I'm gonna roll down here to my death. Whereas now coming down looks quite easy. Going up looks a little bit challenging, but definitely looks doable. So it's just, yeah, it's always weird, the difference of how things look as you gain more experience and confidence and time doing it all. A little bit nervous, should be a bit of fun. It's very steep. I think it's too steep to crawl. You're gonna have to hold a little bit of momentum. You just gotta hold that line. The banks are sort of in either side like that, so it should hold me where I want to be. Oh, woo! Ah, that's a bit of trick. It started spinning early on, so it was all happening by that point. I was like, bouncing all over the place. Whew. That's steep. Fairly hectic once you're on it, it's all happening. Like once I started spinning and slipping down there, from then it's just, yeah, it's all just on. You don't really know what's going on.
Yeah. And mine did the same, played up a bit there, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From that point you just sort of foot down and
you want to get out of there.
You just hold the wheel and hope for the best. Yeah, it's crazy, like we did that all good a few years ago. We both looked at it and thought, unless you want to die, you're not going down that. Oh, it's hard work running the camera up and down these hills. It's just going to be scraping the whole way down these ruts, but there's nothing else you can do. Coming down this power line track now and nearly down the bottom of it. It'll be a very loose, scrabbly ride to get to the top of it. Made it out to the lake here for some lunch. Beautiful spot here under the trees, and then that's Queen's Lake all out behind us. There's a little wharf you can walk down onto. Salt water, this lake. We're not far from the ocean at all. We didn't find much yesterday, Arvo, at that Kawara State Forest. There used to be more out there, but a lot of it now is either just mud holes or they've bulldozed a fair few of the good fun tracks we used to drive when they're doing logging. Definitely still a few things out there. Might have another go in the coming weeks. But yeah, this morning we found some good fun tracks out here at Jolly Nose. It's not a massive area. We did sort of a few of the main ones, but I know there still is a couple more. We might check out one more track I know of after this.
I've been walking around, waiting for you to shine. People passing me by. Does it feel like I belong? Trying to keep it alive on this hungry side for a better confirmation. Yeah, I'm heading for the station and I can feel love is real.
Quick little mod I recently did on the nav was put a battery monitor on it. This is an Ultimate 9 one, but it's on obviously the starting cranking battery. And it links up to an app on your phone, and then you can monitor how much charge your battery has, how well it's cranking, all the conditions of it. That way you know what's going on. You're not going to get caught out with a flat battery somewhere. If I log into the app there now, you can get how many volts your battery's on, saying it's all good. You can see what it's been cranking at there on the last start. You can run a charging test on it. Then you can get notifications on how much power it has, how it's cranking, or if it's getting too low. They're only 50-ish bucks, and it just means you can keep a close eye on your battery so you don't get caught out in the middle of somewhere with a battery that's not working properly. All finished up lunch here and soaking it in. We're gonna keep driving on the tracks. Haven't had a swim yet, so we might find a spot for a swim somewhere. And don't know where we're gonna camp tonight yet. We've got to work that out too. As per usual, I'm just making everything up as I go. Navigated our way through to the bush to a little bit of a famous local hill in the area, Heartbreak Hill I believe it's called. It's a very steep, loose, rocky, scrabbly climb up the side of the mountain, sort of up towards that Jolly Nose where we were early this morning. As you can see, it's very, very steep. The main problem I think is just how loose this is going to all be. You're going to have to, you better go first, but just hold a bit of momentum up through it all, I'd say. And then once you get onto those rocks and that, there's a few ledges and a bit of flexing to do, but they should have more grip on them at least.
I'm not convinced he'll get up this hill. I think he's going to battle.
Just had to walk up and down that hill twice with various cameras and everything going on. It's going to be a bit of a wild ride this. All magic buttons in. Gonna dial that throttle controller up a bit, maybe around 6, 7. Put that locker in, first gear low, and we're gonna punch it up. It's just so steep and loose and scrabbly. Jesus. Oh man, this is a wild ride. Last bit, go, 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 go! Ah! Woo! Oh, that was a hill climb. The noise and rocks and bangs and clangs. Jeez. That was full on. Oh, is my car still in one piece? That was one wild ride up that hill. It's pretty cool out here though, conquering all these local tracks that I looked at years ago and just didn't want to do, and now we're back out here and we're able to drive up them all. But here we go, positions ready. Nobody slip onto the track. We're both jammed up on the bank. I'm on this bench and Kai's over on that one over there, so he can squeeze in between us. And here he comes, I hear him. 32s, locker. He's into it. Holy dolly. I can't get up there. That's why I put you there, because you can't get up there. Wow. I just blindly pointed the camera up there and turned away so I didn't get rocks or dust in my face.
Yeah, I just did like this.
Hide behind the camera. Yeah, that's a fairly gnarly hill, that one. We're both up. We both did the same thing. That's where the worst of it, when it kicks and bounces on those rocks there and it sends you sideways, and it was all happening. Yeah, sanded up there.
I think that's the wildest ride I've had on a hill.
Really?
I think so.
I couldn't see you in the cloud of dust and rocks, and when you went, as soon as you went past me, I was like, oh wait, I'm not in a good position here for dust and rocks, so I just turned away and blindly pointed the camera up the hill at you.
It was wild through here.
Well, that's what I was saying, this is where the worst bit was. That's where I started bouncing and jerking.
The lift and the screw and everything.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe I'll take you out so we can get a little closer now. Let's hear what's on your mind. 'Cause all this time I've been wondering, are you feeling what I'm feeling?
This is nice here at the beach. We just missed the sunset, unfortunately, but it's still nice colours all around us everywhere. That's the good thing about doing four-wheel driving, camping in your local area. You know all the good spots. This is a bit of a beach camp spot that the locals know about. Awesome day out on the tracks. We're going to set up here, get this fire going and warm up. Fire's going, and a nice big pile of wood that we collected this afternoon before we came out here. I'll try a different one of these Penny Brewery beers tonight. I'm going to try the pale ale one because pale ale is my favourite. We're going to cook another one-pot meal on the fire tonight, something different again, trying out these new meals. We're cooking nachos tonight. It's going to be a similar concept to what I did last night, where we're going to fry up a few veggies. So I got some onion, capsicum, spring onions. I'll fry them up. Got a couple of Mexican bean tins I'll chuck in, and some spice mix. Then I'll take it back out, and then we'll fill the pot with some chips, tip the mix on top, then some cheese on top, put the lid on, put it on the fire and let it all melt and heat and cook up together. And then we'll put some salsa and some avocado I'll get out of the fridge with it to go at the end. Sounds delicious, but we'll see how it goes. Got some frozen corn here too, I'm gonna chuck in. Got my veggie and bean mix cooked up, fried up there. Took it back out of the pan. I'm going to spread some chips around now and then scoop some of the bean mix back on top. I cooked a fair bit, so I'll have some leftovers for another night. Sprinkle some spring onions on top, some cheese, lid on, and then put it back on the fire to heat through. You ready for the reveal? Do you want to take the lid off? Epic!
Epic gamer. What is that?
There it is already. Looks pretty delicious. And we got some guacamole to go with it on the side. A bit of lime juice over my side. And some salsa.
What is that?
Such a good night here on the beach, just in the process of packing up camp now. Offshore winds this morning, so it's quite clean and clear out there. There is a fair bit of swell though, it's quite big. It's been a pretty awesome bush to beach weekend. Great campsite the first night up on top of that cliff, and then this beach spot last night. Some pretty fun four-wheel driving yesterday. Had a swim at the beach there, that water was so nice. We're just gonna head home now, we'll finish it up there for the weekend. We've had our fair share of fun, and then we'll save it for the next weekend away. What else do I need to say? Thanks for watching the video. Leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe for more videos, turn on the post notification bell, comment down below.
View time duration for 1 minute.
What do you mean?
You look on your YouTube page and your subscribers are down by 4,000.
Alright, that's it. Video done. Hopefully you enjoyed. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Alright, it's not... It's crazy. They're only like 50-ish bucks, and it just... They're only 50-ish bucks, and it just means you can keep a close eye on your battery and you know when it's starting to... They're only 50-ish bucks, and just means you can keep a close eye on your battery. You know when they're not... They're only 50-ish. All finished up lunch here and soaking it in. We're gonna go for a bit of a drive now.
So I'm sort of zoomed in when you come around that corner.
Yeah, well, just so you zoom in so the car's bigger when you see the car better down here.
Yeah. Got a bit of weight, this sucker, won't you hanging on to it for a while? Is that thing heavy?
Yep. How's camera duty going? Hey? Why it takes so long? That's the good thing about... I thought it was a pale ale because it says Pale James on it, but I don't actually think it is. Oh yeah, no it is pale. Sprinkle some... Bruh, eat this. Not that. Such a good night here on the beach. It's been a pretty awesome bush to beach weekend. It's been a pretty awesome bush to